Hello, here we are back in Revel, and we're going to look at the Heap class. In this case, you want to design a heap that will allow us to add nodes in a sorted fashion. Here we have the Heap class implementation. Essentially what this allows us to do is add a node, and when we add a node, we check to see if the current node is greater than the parent. If it is, then we swap the current node with its parent. And to remove a node, we see if the current node is a parent, and then we also check if the node is smaller than its children. If so, then we swap the current node with the larger of its children and then move down. We can see the implementation here. The heap implements the comparable interface, and we can create that default heap using the natural order for comparison. If we look at the code here, we have the add method, right? So the first thing is we're going to add a new node to the heap, get the index of the last node, and then swap if the current node is greater than its parent. As for removing a node from the heap, we want to go ahead and check to make sure that it's not empty, and then we're going to get that node to remove. Then we're going to check for the heap where that node is. We want to find the children of that node, and then swap if the current node is less than the maximum, and then finally remove that object. We can look at a full implementation here. So we'll go ahead and look at the code for this. Here we have a class, and we're using Visual Studio Code to do this. This has our class heap sort. As you can see, it's constructed as we saw in Revel. We'll go ahead and go to this code in the command line. So we'll change the directory to this line of code. Here we go. All right, here's our heap class you saw in Revel. And we have a test class here that we'll go to. In this test class, what we have is an instantiation of heap sort, and then we're going to print out the nodes that we're going to add. And then after we do that, we're going to print out the sorted nodes. So we'll run javac -d dot heap sort dot test dot java, and then we'll run that code. You can see that we add all the nodes to the heap, and then we get this end result here. Okay. And if we go back here, so we want to describe how to add an object to the heap. We want to check to see if the current node is greater than its parent. If it is, then swap the node with its parent. Here's an example of removing a node from a heap. In this case, we want to go ahead and remove 62. You can see how this works through this diagram. Okay, so we check to see if the current node has children. If the current node is smaller than its children, then swap the current node with the larger of its children, and then move the node down. All right, that's it. That's how this works for heap.